Greetings, geeks. This is Stephen Janes from GeekLegacy.com, and today we are doing a very special edition of our retro review. Now, normally I would take one game, play it, tell you if it holds up, if the game is good, was your childhood ruined, all kinds of stuff like that. But today, because Halloween is coming up, we are actually going to be looking at a couple of different Halloween-themed games. And we are going to go ahead and start with this one right here. If you didn't already guess it based on the mask, that is Friday the 13th. That is correct. Now, all these games are kind of being played in a random order, so please just bear with me here. The objective here on Friday the 13th, you can see as we're kind of going through this empty house right here, is to go through all these different cabins and actually light up a couple different firehouses. You're supposed to go through, I guess, lighting up the firehouse, or not the firehouses, but the fireplaces within the cabins. Apparently that makes the place safe from a deranged serial killer with a machete and a hockey mask. I have no idea. So you're just running around throwing these. Oh, and look at that. There's Jason right there. There's our first iteration of the great killer himself, Jason, throwing axes. And all you got to do is run to the left, and he is out like a chump. One thing I will say about these rocks, they are utterly useless. That knife is just a little bit less useless. So you see in the top left corner here, we have a meter with children and a timer running down. Every so often, Jason, quote-unquote, abducts these children. As you can see right here, they're saying, "Thank you, you good-for-nothing little slobs." And then we turn around, and now we have to fight Jason for the right of these kids. So here we are, putting up our dukes. We're doing our best. You know, we're dipping, we're dodging, we're doing all kinds of stuff, and we just have no match for Jason whatsoever. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward here up until, you know, the next time we have to fight Jason. And because, you know, round 2, we're always going to do a little bit better than that. We're always projected to do a little bit better. So here we are. Here's Mark. He's going up against Jason. Now, because you guys have already seen enough footage of me losing to Jason, here's an epic montage of me actually beating Jason. Well, that was really depressing. So that's the game over for that one. Let's just move on to the next game because I've had enough of Friday the 13th. So let's look at A Nightmare on Elm Street. Good God, that is a very scary title screen. That freaked me out the very first time I saw it. So this game is just as bad, and it's very, very confusing. So you can see in the top left corner, we do not have a health meter. We actually have a snooze meter. And if you get knocked out enough, that snooze meter will go down. And I'm presuming that your character goes to sleep, because he then enters this dream world where nothing is really different. I mean, you can see the background colors are more blue than anything else. The enemies have actually kind of changed and have that more black and white tone. But overall, it's really not a huge difference. The enemies aren't a whole lot tougher. They're not really scary. I mean, good God, a skeleton. Yeah, I haven't seen that before. That was just embarrassing. So you're playing around here. You can really see, like, there's really a bunch of areas and... Hey, you guys hear that? Uh-oh. You know what that means, right? Freddy is coming. Here we go. The moment of truth and... Oh. I see. So here I am fighting a scarecrow in a Nightmare on Elm Street video game. Yeah. Alright, let's just move on to the next game. What else do we have in here for you? So far, we've got 2 really crappy titles. Oh my God, Jaws. I freaking love this movie. The very first time I saw this movie, I was so scared. I didn't want to go to the beach. I didn't want to go any lakes. I was not going to go in any body of water for the rest of my life. I was that concerned. I'm still afraid to swim to this day. So here we are. Let's go. All right, so we're on our boat. We got our crew. You know, we're out to seas. We hit something, and we are we're scuba diving here, and we're collecting. Yeah, this is pretty much the entire game right here, ladies and gentlemen. This is just... if you played it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, so I'm just going to go ahead and jump to the ending. That's exactly what happens at the ending. I'm not even joking. You take a page out of Jaws 4, The Revenge. Now, we're going to move on. I have no idea what is happening here. Once again, all these games were kind of picked for me. So I'm just kind of reiterating my thoughts as I'm playing these. All right, Zombie Nation, 1999. Before we get into this backstory, I will say that I'm only playing the first level in all these games because that's all I can take. That's all I can mentally take from these crappy games. So Zombie Nation, 1999. What appeared to be a harmless meteorite crashing in the Nevada desert had turned out to be Dark Seed, an evil alien creature with horrible powers. By shooting strange magnetic rays, Dark Seed had turned the helpless nation into zombies, and good God, is this backstory going on still? Holy crap. This is the longest backstory I have ever seen for a Nintendo game. I mean, well, I take it back. The longest I think might have been Ninja Gaiden, but that actually had cutscenes and was actually fun to watch. This is still going on. I have no idea what happened here. I turned away from the screen for 2 seconds. I see that there's a samurai sword and the Statue of Liberty is evil, and oh my goodness, I have no idea what is happening here. So based on this brief description that I actually paid attention to, I need to get a samurai sword, kill the Statue of Liberty, and save the world before bedtime. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, America. Yeah, free the U.S. from the evil clutches of Darkseid. Okay, so I understand that at least. So let's actually get into the game. Okay, more title screen. Samurai Zombie Nation. This is one of those games that actually has a different title screen game title from the cartridge. Zombie Nation is written everywhere, but you never see the samurai until you actually play the game. And ladies and gentlemen, if I just can point your eyes to the screen, not that you're already looking at this, I just want to share a collective. What the hell is happening? I have no idea what is happening in this game. That backstory made no sense, and then when you play this game, it makes even less sense. Why am I this giant head shooting things? Who are those laser beams being fired from? What is that thing? Oh, God. I don't get paid enough to play these crappy games. So yeah, game over. Crappy low score. Whatever. Moving on to the next game. What else do we have here? Oh, hey, that looked like Gomez from the Addams Family. Is this the Addams Family? That'd be great if the title screen showed up. Oh, I think I'm supposed to press start. There we go. Okay. Look at that. This is the Addams Family. What? Man, that owl is huge. So here is a really weird platformer because let's look back to a game like Super Mario Brothers, you know, where you basically... You're supposed to jump on enemies to defeat everything, but your instinct tells you not to jump on the flowers because they have teeth, not to jump on the spiky Koopas because, you know, they have spikies on them. In this game, none of that really matters. You know, just look at that. There's just crap being thrown out of God knows where. You got these skeletons jumping around. You can see earlier there were those plants. You can actually jump on those plants. I don't have that footage logged in here just because I didn't want to spend too much time on this game, but... Yeah, there's a lot of enemies in this game that your first thought would be, oh yeah, I cannot defeat them because I need some type of projectile, but no. Like ghosts. Who would have thought that you'd be able to just jump on a ghost's head and destroy him, which you'll see here in just a second, and boop, there he goes. Just like that. Never would have guessed it. I mean, in Super Mario World, you had those boos, and you couldn't kill them then, so who knows. I was really confused, and I died a lot at this game, which I creatively cut out of here because I didn't want to show you people that. So there's that. And I don't know what's up with that skeleton guy. He's just walking around like, meh, 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 just clapping his hands. This is really interesting. These bones that you see coming back and forth, not only are they platforms, but they can also kill you. As you saw, I took some damage there. Nice ducking maneuver over there. We're going to jump up here. We're going to try to get up over there. I have no idea what I'm supposed to do in this game. I just have been going back and forth, and we are dead. I am done with this. Let's move on to the next title, shall we? That's all I can handle, the Addams Family. Never really liked the TV show. The movie was okay. I mean, let me take it back. I liked the TV show. I never could get into it. So moving on, what's our next Halloween-themed game? Ooh, it's Alien. Holy crap, another one I actually liked. It's Alien 3. All right, let's get this. Oh, we just got run over by an alien. That guy just, not a single, what was given over there. So what's confusing about this game? Well, let's start, shall we? So in the bottom left corner, you see a little picture of what weapon you're actually firing. Next to that, where the 63 is currently located, that is your ammo total, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Not to be confused with your gun's overheating meter right next to it. That confused me a little bit because the first thing I saw was this meter jumping up and down. I assumed that to be my ammunition, so I checked that out. Obviously, that's not the case. Your goal here is to go through, destroy all the aliens, save all your partners in crime, and move on to the next level. This maze is really difficult. You can see that door that I just opened a second ago. It kind of blends in, and then you can see these doors right here as I'm trying to duck and get into there. They don't do anything. So there's really no distinguishable features, I'm trying to say, between items that you can use and items that you cannot use. You can see all these little, I'm guessing they're morgue doors or whatever. I have no idea. Morgue doors, not to be confused with Mordor. So here we are, more on platform. I mean, this game just, the controls were really bad. They were kind of sloppy. They were definitely the best controls that I've used out of all the games I've played so far, so that's at least some type of saving grace. And this game wasn't totally terrible, it's just, it's very hard to play on. You can see I'm struggling jumping up there. The controls just, like I said, not responsive, not smooth whatsoever. I didn't realize until just now you can actually drop grenades on the ladder, which, is probably another meter. And then here's the other thing. You can see the timer, that's counting down, but it's only showing me every 2 seconds, and it's flashing me this PRO2. I have no idea what that is. I have no idea what it's in relation to. So, yeah, this game is just some kind of special, I'll say. That's really all I can say about this thing. I mean, it's been the best game I've played so far, but that is not saying a whole lot. Watch out for that alien over there. Watch out for that alien. Oh, he got you. All right, what's the next crappy game that we got here on this agenda? Because I am getting really sick and tired of all this. Wait. Is this Castlevania?
Oh my god, Castlevania!
Whoa, Simon, I'm going to stop you right there, because quite frankly, you do not deserve to be in the same video as all those other games that I have just played. Quite frankly, you deserve your own video. You deserve your own recognition. So you know what? Ladies and gentlemen, geeks and girls all around the world, congratulations. You have just seen a sneak peek of what is to become the next Retro Review. So stay tuned. Be sure to check out geeklegacy.com for all the latest news, reviews, and updates and everything geek. And as always, game on.